Hey now! So I got snowed in today, and I had to train at home. And Naeem came over after that and did his workout when I was done. And it only took him 4 hours, so he's getting better. We made some minor improvements to the home gym since my last workout in here. We cut up one of the mats to make for an even deadlift plane, as you'll see later. The plates are a little shorter, so we sort of have to stack the mats up, so that's why it makes sense. And we also got a dip belt, which you'll see later in the video, so we can do some weighted pull-ups and chin-ups and stuff like that. Maybe we'll get a second bar in the future so two people can train at the same time, but for now this will do just fine. So for squats, I did 5 sets of 310 for 6 reps, and they felt very good. This week I've been experimenting with only like 3 warm-up sets, so one with a bar, one with 1 plate on each side, and one with 2 plates. And well, obviously on Friday I'll add another warm-up set with 3 plates since I'm going up to 335, but it cuts a little bit of time out of my workout and saves me some energy, and I still feel just as prepared and warmed up as I did before, so there's no ill effects to doing that I've seen yet, so I'm going to keep up with it. With the front camera angle that I used today, I sort of noticed my left shoulder is a little, I don't know, lower than my right. You'll see right here. Yeah. So I'll have to work on keeping my back a little bit tighter. And I've also been getting a bit of a pain on the same side in the hand, right around like the base of my hand, like the heel, I guess you might call it, whenever I unrack the weight. It feels like there's a nerve that runs through there, so I might be stretching it or putting some pressure on it. I might have to play around with some different grips to see what feels best. Or maybe I'll just get used to it, who knows. But overall the squats went really well, and I'm happy with how low bar is going for me, and I'm looking to see what kind of numbers I can put up later in my training cycle. After these squats I did some deficit deadlifts. I did 3 sets of 335 for 5 reps, and the deficit is about 4 to 4.5 inches. I don't have a precise measurement, but that's about what it is because each mat is half an inch, and stacked 6 mats, and the bar is about, or the plates are about an inch less in diameter than most, so that's why it adds up to about 4 inches. But it felt just as easy as the 325 I did last week, and I really like the movement, and I think once I start doing it with heavier weights, it'll really carry over to help my speed off the floor on regular deadlifts. On the bench I did 5 sets of 185 for 6 reps. It might be too soon to tell, but I think my lockout strength is getting a little better. We'll see what happens on Saturday when I work with 210, but these felt smooth all the way up and didn't really have any sticking points, so I can't complain there. It's sort of hard to bench my rack because every time you rack the weight, the rack kind of moves around, and you have to sort of reset it, and it's kind of different every time, but I guess that's life, and I should just stop complaining and just be grateful that I have a gym to work out in while the UPI gym is closed. But you know, overall I think my bench is going up a little bit. It's sort of getting back to that meat level strength, and I'll be surpassing it soon enough, I hope. Let's talk about the hockey game, Canada versus Latvia. Yesterday when I heard Latvia beat Switzerland, I thought, like, you know, Canada would have a pretty easy time putting them away, like those typical 7-1 victories or whatever you see Canada doing to the smaller European teams. But you know, it was hard to watch. If you look at the shots and stats, Canada had like almost 60 shots against Latvia, and Latvia had less than 20, I think. And you know, you would expect a blowout with that kind of differential, but props to the Latvian goalie. He really stood in his head and gave his team a chance for the huge upset. And I'm glad it was an exciting game, you know, but it was definitely tough to watch. So nerve-wracking. I'm sure everyone outside of Canada, the Canadian border, was sort of cheering for Canada to lose because they wanted to see the upset. And I'm sure Canada's like the favorite to win the tournament, but I'm glad the boys pulled through, even though they made it a little harder than it had to be. That's my Olympics rant. We'll see what happens Friday against the U.S. Shout out to Heather Moyes for taking home the gold in women's bobsled, adding another gold medal to PEI. Yeah, so looking forward to another, uh, what is it, 3 or 4 days left in the Olympics. Should be entertaining. Next session is on Friday. I have squats, pause squats, bench, overhead press, and some penalty rows on the menu. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you along to watch my progress and reach my goals. Thanks for watching.